the almost desert, luminous nature of the land changing and shifting as you aren't sure what you stop. You aren't sure yourself as you stop. But you do know that for a brief moment, when your legs finally stop, when you wander and cease, you collapse. And in the shadows of a dream that seems to pull you into itself, at first, it was just fire all around you. This decadent wasteland, lame, sinking, and small, as you are pulled further and further into this. In your dreams, the fires consume you. To this bone-searing hollow. Not sure how long you will live. But the hollow seems to be the steps you will take. And it is in that moment that you will is it is not uncommon to see these the concept of seeing message words at least reveals difference. Feels wrong sometimes. It's almost as if this seems to defy all reason. A massive chasm, different cliff sides, pushing and reaching outwards, and a circle that seems to down into the You can see these interconnecting lines seem to these small subsurface sections. It's a punishment for yourself to never live into a victim. Your eyes follow it for a time, but it vanishes into the shadows until you feel it curling around you. A voice that you do not recognize whispers to you. This is where you belong. And as the words whisper, you awaken, surrounded by brush and trees, alone. Thaddaeus, if it were so easy to block out the dreams and nightmares that you've had, but you know that it's been difficult, especially over these past few years with all that you have accomplished. In fact, it's grown harder and harder to stop them. The time outside with the cool air has helped. But still, dreams take you all the same. Your dream finds you in a strange place, though. You stand upon stone that seems to burn your feet. Around you are others pushing stones back and forth, but this is not what catches your eye. What you see looming in front of you is a massive blackened stone castle. An almost mausoleum-esque sacrilegious display of what seems to be church-like structures, but put at impossible angles. A towering steeple stands erect on the very top. You hear bells, as if iron church bells ringing, but they sound hypocritical. This is not a place of praise. The cacophony you hear is not of the chanting of joyous and rapturous praise, but of the screams of those who deserve their punishment. You don't know why your feet move you, why you walk along these halls, but as you see these massive iron doors open, to a throne room bedecked with rubies inlaid into the ground itself, sharp enough to cut through steel. Yet you continue to walk to a throne. You see a woman seated upon it, crowned not by a golden crown, but by a head made of thorns and horns, spiraling out in all directions. She smiles to you. And as she extends out a hand, you see behind her 3 blinded creatures, almost like angels, but tainted. Her smile tells you that this is where you belong. And you awaken on the ground in the cold, as frost covers your skin, surrounded by trees. Alma. Wandering has never been a problem for you. Nor has the silence of the forest ever been much of a concern. Until now. And as you have attempted to garner a bit of sleep, when the dream takes you, you are surprised by what you see. Surrounding you is a desert. Windswept sands whipping back and forth, hard enough to cut through your skin if you so dare. But it is not the sound of the wind or the cutting of the sand that disturbs you. It's this other sound of beating war drums. Before you stands a vast ruin-like arena. Chains litter the ground and blood coats the sands, but a part of you is almost excited by this prospect. Looming inside of this place, you see what you first think of as a massive man, until its head lifts, and you see a broken horn on one side, a long, almost bull-like horn on the other. And as its head turns, jaw exposed on one side, a snarling maw, gaping open and screaming. You awake startled, in front of a vast lake, with a starless sky and no moon above you. Mercy. Your attempt at escape, of all things, you are surprised it has taken this long for this spell to work properly. By all accounts, something like this should take mere seconds, but you are seeing minutes go by as you are flung through what you can only assume to be a plane. As the world whips around you, you see varying landscapes. Stone and flame, a tumultuous hurricane with water whipping around you, a sea of blackened tar. And then it is cold, deathly cold. You see almost this frozen ocean of ice, and what you think of as a statue at its center. The only thing that it could possibly be, this towering structure seemingly made of marble, giant wings that seem to be formed of stained glass. Your eyes are drawn to it, and then its head turns. Warm red eyes glance to you and lock on. And as this gaze pierces you, any protection that your mind held for a moment fail you. I see you. And in that moment, Mercy, you find yourself in this dark forest. Mercy, would you like to describe how you look to the audience?
Yeah. If you had met Mercy at school, she would have had long, dark hair, braided back. It would have seemed like she had a lot of feathers in there as decoration, but it was really just quills to pull out, take notes at a moment's notice. And she would have big brown glasses that she was constantly kind of pushing up, and she's reading all the time. But here, that image is kind of shifts, and like you maybe see that for a moment, but then you see this kind of dark black dragon kind of outlined, and it's all gnarled and withered, and in parts there's like bones sticking out through it, and she has these like heavy robes on, and it's kind of like a little bit of like a shift in between these two aspects warring within her.
I would like for you to make me a perception roll.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, that's going to be an 8.
You are unsure of where you are. You recognize that it is a forest of some kind, but this doesn't look like any forest that you've ever heard of. There are no stars in the sky that you can see, and there is no moon to be found, and what light there is seems to just emanate. You can pick up spare bits of sound. It sounds like other people moving through the brush and undergrowth. But outside of these spare bits of noise, there is no sound here. No night creatures, no wind, no, not even leaves rustling. It is emptily silent. There is a path before you, but it's your choice if you wish to take it or
Um, I think she'll kind of look around, a little nervous, and she's gonna cast mage armor on herself, and then start to go down the path. Because I mean, if there's a path, then maybe there's civilization nearby. It only makes sense, right?
not. As you begin to go down the path, the sound of this crashing undergrowth able to be heard. Alma, what does she see when she sees you?
Alma is very. She kind of just looks like unassuming. Just this quiet girl in this very simple dress, with flowers braided through her hair, um, and it's very wild and like unkempt, kind of like she was sleeping on like the floor. And she just kind of looks around, kind of startled, and kind of closes in on herself a bit more when she sees Mercy.
Hello?
Hello?
Are you lost too?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I'm Mercy. Maybe there's I don't know, there's safety in numbers. Do you wanna walk with me?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No. I do not.
Very well. And she'll just get up and kind of hesitantly walk towards Mercy. My name is Alma.
Nice to meet you, Alma. Is it very dark out? Can we see a little bit?
You can see, in making terms of how this would look, you can see probably about maybe 15 feet in front of you, effectively.
Okay.
But around you in the perimeter, especially through the undergrowth, it just gets pitch black. It's almost as if light directs you forward as you move.
Ah, okay.
I will add, the chances of you being able to speak the same language is very slim. But as you both speak, it's almost as if the words that come out seem to match into what you all can speak.
Oh.
Isengrim, you can hear people talking.
Yes.
It's the first sound you have heard since you woke up.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try and go towards them.
Are you going to choose to go through the brush and undergrowth to do so?
I will.
I would like for you to go ahead and make me a Constitution save. With disadvantage, unfortunately.
Disadvantage. 4.
As you begin to move through the undergrowth, you are not a weak person by any stretch of the imagination. But the more you move through this darkness, the more tired you seem to be. And as you finally are able to push through enough to see the source of the sound, you're strangely exhausted by this ordeal. Note that you have currently a level of exhaustion.
Hooray.
But you do manage to spy both Mercy and Alma. Would you like to describe yourself?
Yes. So Isengrim is somewhat short, like shorter than medium for a man. Looks to be about 20, maybe. Very pale. His hair is like a dusty red, very long, very wavy. Almost looks like it has been gone through by some kind of a hairdresser. He has a gauze blindfold around his eyes, as well as a rosary wrapped around it. He's wearing chainmail, but no shoes, and a surcoat that is blue with a red 7-pointed star or a heptagram on the chest. He carries a shield and a banner. The shield has a figure of a white skeleton in armor, knelt in prayer. Over it is a mitre, a pope's hat, as well as a blue eye that has flames for lashes. On the banner is a wolf eating a snake. And he has on his belt a scabbard, but no sword. Hello?
Hello.
Who's there?
I'm Mercy. And this is my friend, Alma.
Hello?
Hello. I Can't see you, but I know you're there. I'm Isengrim, I think. I'm.
Do you know what happened to your shoes?
I don't. I really don't. I don't mean to be rude, but do you know where we are?
No.
No, a forest of some kind, but unsure.
That's why. Thank you. Where are you going?
That's a good question.
Not sure. I mean, there's a path, so we're thinking maybe if we follow the
Yes.
path, we can find something.
Seems a good idea.
Someone had to build this, right?
Yes. Yes, I'm sure.
Well,
Weylin, you pick up on this sound as well. You roll me a perception real quick.
I built this character to be good at one thing. That was okay. Let me math. 21.
You hear two noises.
Ooh.
You hear these voices speaking. Not hard to pick them up in this place. The silence here is deafening enough that any modicum of sound would be able to be picked up. But the other thing you hear, further down this path you see before you, is water. Gently lapping at a shoreline. Doesn't sound like an ocean, doesn't sound like a rapid river, but it just sounds like lake water. Just moving through winds that you can't feel.
I am going. I'm gonna go investigate the water.
As you begin to move, I would also like for you to give me a Constitution save with disadvantage.
That's fine. There's not a path to the water.
There's a path, but just give me the save. We'll see if something
Okay.
occurs.
$12.
As you begin to move towards the water, the sound of it, you start to discover that as you walk, to begin with, you start to see that you're not a weak person, but it is a trek, it feels like. It doesn't exhaust you, it just surprises you, because the sound sounds incredibly close, but you could have sworn you've passed this same tree a few times. And you start to find that, no, I have passed this before. Everything here looks familiar. Until finally, you do come across the water. Thaddaeus, you see your first sign of another person in what seems like days. Weylin, would you describe yourself?
So Weylin is a 6.5 foot tall, like dark skin, gentleman, with like green eyes, and a scar that goes from like just across his face. He's got dreads like perpetually pulled back, and like his sides are faded. He's wearing like battered leather armor. And bracers, but his arms are exposed, and what you can see, he's like very toned, but one arm is bigger than the other, and it's because, and the reason is very clear, because in his hand he carries a longbow, and across his back is a quiver full of arrows, and he has a military insignia kind of clipped onto his leather breastplate, and the insignia is tarnished beyond recognition.
And Thaddaeus, what does Weylin see when they see you?
Weylin sees a priestly looking individual, except instead of your standard black outfit, white collar, it's red outfit, black collar, wearing a gold cloak. And as he moves, the cloak flows, but it also weighs him down. It seems to slow him down. It's very cumbersome. There's a lot of contradictions looking at Thaddaeus. Is wearing a necklace. I'm not sure if Weylin would recognize St. Jude, but that is the emblem on the necklace. And he also has a torch with a meager light. It gives no real benefit, no warmth, no comfort, but it's a light.
Upon seeing another human being, Weylin is going to notch an arrow and just draw on you because he doesn't know you.
Easy, easy. I am no harm to you.
Yeah.
No need to point that.
Yeah, looking you over, he's gonna see you're not a warrior. He's going to put the arrow away, but he's still, like, keeping a good distance from you. Who are you, stranger?
I am Thaddaeus, and yourself?
I'm called Weylin.
Nice to meet you, Weylin. I've not seen anything to endanger me since I've been wandering in these woods. Why so quick with a bow? Have you run into anything?
I tend not to trust strangers. I meet in strange woods.
Well, as we are both strangers and we have now introduced ourselves, are we not now friends? Or at least acquaintances? May we not travel along this path together?
We may. Do you know where we are going?
No. I am merely wandering, traveling from place to place.
Is there anything back from whence you came?
Thaddaeus, you don't remember from whence you came.
And there's that pregnant pause, because he does not know what to say. And finally just comes out with, I do not know. I know this. My memory does not extend beyond here. This is where I am. This is who I am now.
If you're looking for others, I heard companions or compatriots gather back that way. Pointing to where it was.
Speaking of them, for my trio that I would presume are going to continue along the path, except for Isengrim,
Both are fine.
could both of you make me a con save
Gosh.
as you walk, with, of course, disadvantage?
Ooh, disadvantage 18.
With disadvantage? Oh, yay, okay. Oh no. No, that's good. That's a 14.
Though both of you find yourselves quickly tiring as you move, it's not as painful as for you as it was for Isengrim. The trek, however, does blunt your senses a bit. And you do find yourselves far more exhausted than you should be. Not to the point of affecting you, but enough that you can tell that something is wrong. And as you come upon this lake that seems to stretch on for far longer than it should, as well as the two others that are here. Finally, the entire party is gathered together into one place. With no knowledge of how they got here or where they came from.
Upon hearing the group come up, I'm gonna draw my bow on them because I don't know them.
I am hiding behind Mercy.
Oh, I'm trying to hide behind
Easy.
you.
Shield up.
Easy.
I knew this was a bad idea.
Just hold my like wizard staff up, like it's okay, it's all right. We're lost. Can you help us? Do you know where you're going?
Yeah, seeing that these guys aren't warriors and that Isengrim mostly only has a shield, as far as I can tell, I'm going to lower my bow and just relax as much as Weylin can, and let Thad do the talking.
I will add, the forest around you that you all have been in feels oppressively humid. Not hot. And not humid like sweaty, but as if there is a crushing weight which is causing this exhaustion. But around this lake, that feeling is gone. And there is this coolness to the air.
Well, this is almost pleasant. But we have met just moments ago. We've been following a path, and you all are in the same predicament.
Seems it
Yeah.
would be safer to be lost together than separate.
Are you sure? One person just tried to shoot us.
If I try
That
to
means
kill...
he has good reflexes.
It also means he tried to shoot us.
I wouldn't
Just-
take it
I mean,
personally.
you have to be cautious. This is a strange place we're in right now, but he didn't shoot us.
The standard cannot be that we weren't shot. That is a terrible standard to live by. This
But did you die?
makes
It is not the best, no, but Weylin, see, show these people that you are amicable, that you are not a threat to them.
Weylin, who he like, you haven't met him, but you can tell by just on the lines on his face, does not smile often. He will.
Even the sound of it is wrong.
you're going to shoot me again. You're going to try to shoot at me again. Oh.
I would not waste the arrow.
Well, maybe a round of introduction so that we're not strangers. You said, I heard your name is Weylin. I'm Mercy. And how about you, sir? What was your name?
I am Thaddaeus,
Lovely to meet you.
and the rest of you.
This is
Or was that?
my companion, Alma.
And Isengrim.
Good to meet you.
See, and now we're not strangers, right? Sort of.
Yeah,
How
lost
big-
together.
I don't know if that's how it works, but I suppose.
How big is this lake, do you think?
It's hard to tell.
You
Could I roll to see if it's like magical?
give me a Give me an Arcana.
That's a 10.
You can't really tell. You can see where the shoreline on the other end is. As far as you can tell from this lake, it does seem to have some measure of magical properties, not least of which is that it is clear water. Even with this moonless night, you can see the bottom.
Oh.
It's invitingly clear and cool. That's about as far as you can see.
Weylin turns to the others and do any of you possess magics that can produce fire?
I can make
No.
light. And I'll just do a little, like a dimmed version of light, just a little bloop.
As you produce your light, there is a moment where as you do it, there is this
Oh no.
you hear as soon as this light is produced, just a very distant
I'm gonna put it out immediately. Maybe not light then.
as you put out your light, you see along the path further up another light shine. Warm and inviting.
I'm bringing out another arrow and aiming it at the lake.
Yeah, gonna move myself towards the front of the group
And
and like sort of open up every possible senses that is in sight and just listen, feel, tap the banner on the ground to like echolocate.
Mercy's
why would
moving
you let
back.
it know where we are? Why would you tap it and let it know where we are?
As a thing, with everyone turning to face this light in just like a battle stance, to note, this light is distant.
Okay.
So you see it cresting over a hill in the distance. Almost like sunlight.
Oh.
It's not near you.
It's a bit retroactive, but can I tell where the wolf howl came from?
You could. From sound, give me a perception actually.
Yes.
Just to make sure.
Can I help with that? Because that would be my go-to as well.
You may absolutely help with that. You can either do the roll as well or give him advantage.
I'm gonna give you advantage.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Can I? I think I'm gonna give myself guidance.
Nice.
Go right ahead.
I mutter a couple of things that I'm too far away for you to hear. Perception.
For those of you around, as he mutters these things, you swear you can see a almost angelic being. A cloth covers its whole face, but you see it whisper into his ear for a brief moment. Almost a second, and it's gone. What was your
12.
12. You can hear that this howl seemed to come from near where this light shines.
Hmm.
It also was a singular howl.
That is not normal. Has any one of you ever heard of a wolf being alone? Because I haven't.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I thought they ran in packs.
On occasion, there are lone wolves.
They prefer packs. But this does not necessarily mean that they won't travel by themselves.
A wolf that has been ousted by their pack tend to wander alone.
But we are a group. We are fine. No need to worry.
I do wonder what's happening. I'm of a mind that we should look into this.
Yeah.
I am in agreement.
We could take on a wolf. Hopefully it's as long as it's only one. Thank
I
you.
hope
will
so.
follow along. I think the light would be our destination, but I will entertain the search for the wolf.
As a group towards the light.
Yeah.
Interesting. As we move, there starts to become more sound through this path as you walk. Finally, there is noise. It's not inviting, as you hear what seems like treadfalls of footsteps moving alongside. Those of you that look to your left and right, you can see a pair of eyes following you through this path, but it never ventures onto the path itself. It just moves through the brush. Does anyone have a proficiency in nature?
I do.
Alma, give me a nature roll.
Okay. It's intelligence. Okay. Do it. So that's no disadvantage. That's no advantage. It's just a straight.
Just a straight roll.
Just checking. Okay. So that's a 15 plus 2, so a 17.
A very big cat. You could probably surmise that this is some kind of panther or jaguar. Is following the party. It is not getting close. It is just staying well within range that if anyone pushed into the brush, then it would attack. But is not trying to go towards the path.
I suggest that we stay on the path to avoid being potentially mauled.
This keeps getting more and more reassuring.
Yeah. And what do you see?
A large panther of some sorts. I believe that if we stick to the path and do not fall off of it, and we leave it alone and do not try to shoot it with an arrow, I am sure it will be fine.
I feel.
But at
you
least the bow is ready, should we need.
feel like you
I
just added me.
Do not think the panther will feel the same way if it sees it.
As this path continues, it moves from dirt and grass, and your feet begin to hit stone. Guided cobblestone. Until the forest seems to clear away into this rather large clearing lined with these same cobblestones, small pillars that have been broken off and pieces and scattered around, as if there was a building here. You also see where this light shines from this cresting hill, a gate, golden in color, almost flame-like in its color and consistency. But beyond it, this inviting light. In front of this gate stands a towering tree. It's weeping willow-esque, but no leaves, bare branches. You see a part of the branch comes forward like an arm holding a long sword. And crouched just beside it, a lone wolf, emaciated, extremely thin, but larger than any wolf any of you have ever seen. To the point that a description of a dire wolf would be accurate, but pales in comparison to this thing. Even emaciated, it seems powerful. And as it hears you all approach, its head lifts slightly. It doesn't snarl, but it looks to the group with this level of intelligence that is almost frightening.
Yeah, notch an arrow. I don't aim it at the at the wolf. I keep the arrow tip deftly pointed to the ground, but I do not take my eyes off the wolf.
I'm gonna just kind of, I'm like hiding behind everyone, but I'm gonna like peek my head around and just be like, Mr. Wolf, can you understand us?
You walk upon holy ground.
Are we allowed to? Is there a better path to take?
It looks kind of left and right for a moment. You are all children of Adam and Eve, in one way or another.
So, could you direct us maybe the closest way to civilization?
You see it push to its feet and stand. Even with its emaciation, again, it seems powerful. It doesn't address you. It turns and walks slightly. You move towards where you and your ilk are forbidden. There is but one path for you. She stands and kind of, you see her start to spread her legs out as if getting into a pounce-like stance.
Yeah.
Where does this path lead?
Oh no.
To his first creation of Earth. This place of beauty that I must guard. A place you have referred to as Eden. A place you are not welcome.
If we are not welcome, then may we leave? If we're not welcome, then I am okay. I am more than fine with not bothering whoever resides there.
You hear from behind you. It is not enough for you to leave here. As from behind you, a lion of golden sheen, its body almost made of this metallic gold, instead of just a mane, a crown topping its head, stalks around you. We have been tasked with this purpose. You may not just leave.
You two speak in riddles. One says we are not welcome, and you say we aren't able to leave. Yet there is no direction or path given, except one we are not welcome to tread.
The answer seems obvious. We go through them.
And when Isengrim says we go through them, I position myself to be at his back, and raise my bow as a defensive maneuver, because I don't like creepy voices popping up from behind me.
You may surely try, but no sinner may stand here unopposed. And
Who are
with
you
that,
to call us sinners?
and with that, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh no.
Oh,
I
no.
brought about our doom.
Hey, I get advantage on that.
And I would like for all of you to know,
Ooh.
just off of the bat, I love all of you very, very much. None of this is personal. I promise.
Sure.
And go ahead and just tell me what your initiative is.
I got a 13.
18.
18.
19.
I'll fight God. That's fine.
All right, so just actually, this would be an easy way for me to track. You should go ahead and put. Listen, you all are going to hate me, and that's okay.
I'm really glad that I had the cautious thing where I get advantage because I rolled a 13 and a 5.
All right, so 25 to 20.
22.
22. 15 to 20.
19.
18.
Yes. 18.
18, 19. What was yours, Mercy?
Oh, 18.
Okay. Yeah.
It's going to become relevant in a bit, but if you're within 30 feet of me, you are blessed.
Oh.
So you have an extra d4 to add to attack rolls and saving throws.
So is that where are you in this?
I would have placed myself because we're between the lion and the wolf. Probably, seeing as Weylin said he was going to be at my back, I probably would have still be facing the wolf. And I'm assuming slightly at the head of the group in that direction.
And Alma, what was yours?
13. Yeah.
Uh,
I tried.
It's okay. This is fine.
You'll die last. It's great.
I'm just gonna run. I have proficiency in survival, and that told me I need to get the hell out.
Okay. Well, then we will sort. All right. First person up is going to be Weylin. And I would like for all of you to know that the lion is going to be the closest creature within around 10 feet of the party as a whole. The wolf is about 20 feet ahead next to the tree.
Love that. You just said that the lion is right in front of us, like 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna shoot it.
Right. Amazing. I could never have guessed that was going to be the case. Go ahead.
Stick to what you're good at. But I get disadvantage because it's like super freaking close, right?
Yes.
Darn you. Well, does an 11 hit it?
I wish it did. No, it does not. The arrow fires and you see it pop off of this metallic skin.
Cool. I don't think I get another attack because I'm a level 1.
1.
So I'm going to stay behind Isengrim because to ditch him now would be a dick move. And pull out my tiny little dagger. And my hand axe and be like, okay, arrows don't work, let's go, bro. And just hold my ground.
Next up, making sure. Thaddeus, did you have a 20?
18.
You had an 18.
I think somebody else did as well.
I did. You probably have higher dex than me. I have a +1.
I have a 0.
Oh, never mind. The name in front of you.
So unfortunately, and here's the thing, y'all. and also for our audience watching. Again, I love you guys. So the she-wolf is going to take a lair action
Love it.
as you see her take a step back, kneel down, and just let out this long, loud howl as these grasping roots and vines push out of the ground, essentially splitting the party in half between where Weylin, Isengrim, and Mercy are, where Ryan and Alma and Thaddaeus. This
Mercy?
this area is going to be anyone that wants to push through this area has to succeed on a strength saving throw, or you are restrained.
You had to say strength? It had to be strength?
Yes, gotta be strength, sadly.
Can we see through it still?
You can see through it.
Okay.
Think of it like you're gonna use pop culture reference. Think of it like the vines that Maleficent's castle has like sprout up. It's that.
Okay.
And as that ends, you're going to pop to... Where did my initiative tracker go? There you are. Isengrim.
I'm gonna go to the lion and strike it with the spearhead on my banner. Just immediately.
Make that attack.
Is it... does exhaustion affect attack rolls as well?
Yes.
Okay. That is 18.
An 18 does hit. Give me that damage.
Yes, I thought it had rolled itself, but that is 7. And the banner is now dirty and doesn't cast Bless anymore.
Yep. So you all feel this almost holy power fade away as the banner strikes into the lion. You feel it cut into the metal. Blood does not fall from the lion, but you see this lick of almost white flame as the wound is open. You've done some damage to it.
No one's been hurt yet, so that's going to be my turn.
Now, I would say that it would be Thaddaeus next, except unfortunately the wolf is actually next. And she's going to... Ooh, that was louder than I anticipated. Charge forward. And she's going to head directly towards Thaddaeus. But she's going to stop just in front of where both Thaddaeus and Alma are. This almost twisted smile forming on its face as it rears back and lets out a secondary howl as this noxious blast of black wind issues from its mouth towards both Alma and Thaddaeus. I would like for both of you to give me a dex save.
Not my best. $17?
Listen.
Yeah.
I...
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm having a day, you
Yeah.
know? It's late.
What'd you get?
I got a 3.
Okay. So you're gonna take this full 4d8 of poison damage. And Thaddeus, you're going to take half of this.
We're so
I'm going to go ahead and just roll on the 4d8. It's a bad roll. So you take, Alma, you take 10 poison damage. Thaddeus, you take 5.
Did not feel well. That
No.
did not feel well at all.
As this noxious, it's not even poison, sorry, it's necrotic. As this noxious air seems to envelop you. And Alma, those of you that can see her, you see these, as the air is inhaled in, you see these blackened veins start to form. And you see parts of her seem to chip away like marble and start to fall to pieces. Thaddeus, you can see these blackened veins forming on you, and though your skin begins to crack, you do not see it start to fall away immediately. That is the she-wolf's turn. Next is Thaddeus.
That hurt. But I do not have lots of healing options at this point. I'm going to try something out of more desperation than anything. I'm going to cast Command at the she-wolf. Flee. That is a DC Wisdom 14.
A Wisdom 14?
Yes.
As you tell her to flee, she looks to you. You do not command me. That your action?
That's all I have.
She's going to take a legendary action.
Oh boy.
And she is going to bite down at you. Does a 16 hit?
That is my AC. Yes, it does.
It meets it, beats it. So unfortunately, this is going to hurt quite a bit.
Oh, that's okay.
I'd have to add a 4 to this. So 14 damage to you.
Oh, that... He's definitely down. That was... He only had 4 hit points.
Oh, is he down? So as she says this and bites into you, Alma, you are directly next to Thaddeus, so you see as she bites down, this blackened thorn-like vines whip out, and he vanishes in this puff of black smoke. And the she-wolf's gaze turns to you. Mercy.
Yeah. Did you say the lion was kind of metallic looking?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna run up to it and touch it and cast Shocking Grasp.
Ooh.
It says if it's wearing armor made of metal, I can have advantage on the attack roll.
I will go ahead and
Does
allow
that
you to
still work
have
here?
advantage on this attack roll.
All right. That's gonna be 16 to hit.
16 hits it.
All right, yeah. So I just like reach out and do this little shock, and ooh, that's gonna be 8 points of damage. And then I took Shrewd, so then I'm gonna disengage and back all the way back up to the vines.
All right. So remember how I said, like, I love you guys, and I was being really, really nice and everything?
It's gonna...
Over now.
So the lion
does not like it.
The witch and the wardrobe
is going to take its legendary action.
Oh no.
And it is going to roar. As this almost metallic, commanding cry issues out. All of you can hear it, which I've realized. All of you, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, why has it gotta be wisdom? Ugh.
Wow.
7.
19. Felt really good.
Wow.
Oh, hey, dirty 20.
Dice.
Success.
So that's a 12.
Success. So it is just Isengrim who fails, as you are frightened of the lion.
How dare it? So I believe I flee.
You would have to, on any action that you take that would be putting you towards it is automatically a disadvantage.
Uh-huh.
You would have, the only things you really can do is you can move away from it, which in this sense would be back towards the lake or towards the she-wolf.
Amazing.
Great
Alma,
choices.
you're up.
So Thaddeus is we're just gonna make sure I understand anything. Thaddeus is gone.
He is gone.
He is gone. It is just me and this creepy she-wolf that... Okay. I'm like... Is she still technically an animal?
She is, let me look up her thing. She is technically an undead.
So animal handling wouldn't work.
You can certainly try.
I don't like the sound of that. Okay. Okay. I'm so scared. I'm torn between two things. I've been trying to think of what to do this entire time, and I still have no idea. So, oh, that's a bonus action. Perfect. Okay, in that case, I'm going to try to. We're separated by like thorns and plants and stuff.
Yes, you can try to make it through there.
Is it flammable?
We'll find out.
Let's see. No, apparently not. No, yes, they are. They are vulnerable to fire damage.
Okay, then I'd like to produce flame and set the thorns on fire. That on fire.
Okay, I don't see why not. Go ahead.
Okay. So she's just gonna shove her hand across it, like in panic, and try and use produce flame, which is cantrip, to set it on fire.
Go ahead and just make an attack roll with produce flame.
Okay. Let me just double check how that works. Alright, so that oh yeah, make a range. No, I think it just attack roll? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
My eyes, slight allergies. Sorry, y'all.
That's a 7.
It's still it's a wall of thorns. It has an AC of 5. You and vulnerability to fire.
The thorns dodge you.
So as you begin to light and you can see parts of this terrain begin to burn and ebb away, you have made a slight pathway that won't have you traverse through the thorns to get through.
Cool. I'm a book it.
All right, you run through that area. I will say that if you're trying to get away from the she-wolf, it will put you into the path of the lion.
I just want to.
There is a way out of here.
I just
true.
don't want to be near the thing that just killed me.
That's fair.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
That's fair.
Safety in
I'm
numbers.
That's fair. I'm just
Safety in
telling you.
numbers.
I'm just telling you where the options are.
And then as a bonus action, can I? Yeah, screw it. Okay. And as a bonus action, can I cast Healing Word?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna cast it on myself because I have 2 hit points left.
Okay.
Alright, yep.
There we go. Good. That was a good move. So now it's the lion's turn.
You came just in time, Alma.
But see, the lion has a target. Which is what hit it.
Mhm.
Is going to go for. I apologize. It's going to try to bite down at you. Isengrim.
Yeah.
It's a 15 hit.
No. No, my EC is 18.
Impressive. So it's going to try to claw you.
Okay.
It has multi-attack.
No problem.
All right, that is an 18.
All right.
All right, I have to do the math rolls into our thing because I have only so many dice.
That's really encouraging.
Oh, thankfully it's only 6 damage.
Okay.
But it's going to claw attack you again. Yeah, all right, that's going to hit you again. That was better. That was an 18. Oh,
That's more than I had left.
That's 9. So yeah, so the first claw, you see it knock the shield down, and as the second, it just reels back and it carves upwards. Alma, after just witnessing what happened to Thaddaeus, you turn to see this burst of white flame, and Isengrim vanishes in this, again, black smoke.
It's a great time for you.
You're having a great day. Back to the top, Weylin.
Oh yeah, this is not terrible at all. So I don't get multi-attack. I was seeing if I had literally any bonus actions. I was like, no. So I'ma hit it. You know what? Yep. I'm cute enough to die young. I'm going to tackle the lion and stab it in the gut. Or
Let's go.
whatever I get close to.
Let's go.
Yeah. 17 plus 6.
It hits.
Okay, cool. And then... Oh, it's a dagger. Why?
It's damaged.
Okay. I don't have enough d4s, so...
I just...
8.
Yeah.
8 points of damage. I want to stab it in the eye.
You stab it into the eye, and again, this eruption of white flame just pierces through this metallic construct creature, and it roars in pain. It doesn't seem overly hurt by this, but it seems pissed more than anything else.
And then, yeah, no bonus actions, so I'm gonna, like, roll off of it and, try and position myself to the side to keep its attention away from, Alma and Mercy. So it's like, it's like my back is to the lake now.
Fair enough. It doesn't need to do this, so it's the wolf's turn. I'm going to roll to see if it recharges. It doesn't. Thanks. You know, it's all good. Oh, this is gonna be good. All right, so the wolf is going to very casually move through this thorns and vines that it had created, and you see them wilt and die as it walks through them. And it is going to stalk towards Mercy. But it can see all. But it is going to specifically target Mercy for this attack.
This is psychological warfare on Alma, is what it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
Alma's not having a good day.
Oh, no. This has to target everybody. That's interesting. Make me a wisdom save, y'all.
Okay.
I don't like wisdom saves. Oh, but they like me. 19 plus 2. They're 21.
You're good.
That's a 15.
You're good.
That's a 7.
As the she-wolf grows closer to you, you grow more and more afraid of this undead monstrosity. You are currently frightened, the she-wolf. It is going to try to make a bite attack against you.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
My AC's 14, so yes.
Yes, it does.
So take me down.
Okay, this is going to be... okay.
I'm a glass
a
cannon.
This is not a good sign.
there's a couple
I am a
things.
glass cannon.
So that's 11 damage.
I'm down.
You're down.
I only had 7 hit points.
Bites into your neck, and because you can't make the strength save because you died, it drags you to the ground. And again, this black smoke as these vines erupt around you. And the she-wolf stands and looks pointedly at Alma.
I never did anything. I do not know why you are mad at me right now. I'm going to be.
I will say, it is not anger that the she-wolf shows. It is almost sorrow at the fact that it has to do this. Speaking of Alma, it is your turn.
Oh, is it? Lovely.
Yeah, it's your turn. I know.
Okay, it's
It's cool if you want to run away. That's fine.
she ain't getting far. Let's be real.
I respect it.
she ain't getting far. Let's just be real. She's going to look like really like sorry when she does this, and she's going to look at the wolf and lion and be like, I don't want to die, like apologetically, and then use poison spray.
Okay. That's a move. Go ahead.
She's like very apologetic about it, like, I am so sorry, I don't want to do this, but you're kind of killing people.
I will tell you, you don't need to roll for your poison spray.
Okay.
Thank God. As it leaves you and it hits the she-wolf, you see the poison seems to absorb into its emaciated flesh. And it doesn't harm it. As it is an undead creature, it is immune to poison.
Is it immune to fire?
It is not immune to fire. It is not immune to fire. It is, I will tell you right now, it is immune to necrotic and poison.
Is the lion immune to, is the lion also undead? The lion's also undead, isn't it?
The lion is, by all technical accounts, a construct.
So it's immune to poison?
It's immune to poison.
Goodbye, everyone. It was nice seeing you all. I gotta go. This was lovely.
The lion looks like it is made of gold. The wolf looks like it is made of death. Is the best way to describe them.
Alma's just gonna sigh. Put her head down. Look at Weylin. And just say, you know how I told you shouldn't shoot at things?
I'm busy at the moment. He's just got one axe in front of his face, like ready at his face right now. It's like,
You.
You pass it along.
Yeah.
All right. It's the lion's go. And it can't really move around because you are currently stabbing it in the eye, so it's just going to try to bite you.
Yeah, I figured. It's cool.
That's I rolled an 18, so I already know it's going to hit.
Yes.
What is your AC, just for fun?
You don't really need to know that now, do you?
Yeah, I don't. That's completely right. I don't. Anyway, I'm just gonna roll damage. All right, there's a D8 plus 3 coming at you. 5 damage.
I'll take it. That's
okay.
Cool.
So now it's gonna claw you.
Okay.
Can't do anything else. It's quite literally you are in its eye.
Good.
So that is the 15 plus 5, 19 to hit. So I'm moving. You know what? I have a D6. I can just roll that. All that it needs. So 6 points of damage.
Okay, that's cool.
You rolled a D6 and it got a 6.
It got a 3, and it's added 3 to the damage, so it got a 6. You're still alive?
As I feel like the thing swipe at me, and I know it's tapping out, I am going to scream. My final words would be "Witness me," and then.
As you hear "Witness me," again, this burst of white flame and black smoke. And Alma, you are alone.
Welcome to the darkness.
Y'all, this ain't fair.
It still lasted longer than all of us, though.
Legit all.
As the shadows seem to begin to encroach, it is the she-wolf's go. And she's going to calmly walk to you.
Hello. I am sorry about that. I know they didn't do anything, but I am still sorry.
It is my apologies, child. It
You
is
have
just
to kill
his
me?
will. I do.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead. It was nice meeting you.
It is going to make a bite attack.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna survive that.
Yeah. I'm just gonna roll to see if it even will be able to hit.
It will.
It does. Because that's an 18. It's going to hit, and you had what, 2 health?
I had 7 now because I
you have
wasted
7
a healing
now.
word.
All right.
Hey, is death a long rest?
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, it is.
I'll just ready that
as it bites down. Yeah, it is a long rest as it bites down, and you two vanish into black smoke. You expect death to be, all of you expected death to be swift but rewarding, and yet you are met with the cool air once more. As all of you reawaken back at the lake. But there is something different. There is no longer the silence. As you hear the strumming of a lyre. Oh, I'm sorry. Was wondering when you all would awaken. You see a figure in blue light, almost translucent in quality. A thick mop of hair covers most of his face. The robe he wears seems Grecian, almost a toga-like tunic. But it is stained with blood. And on the bottom there is mud and dirt that is caked into it. He returns to strumming for a moment. I had arrived a bit later than I had thought. It was hard to get here. So I'm sorry if this caused you any pain.
You were expecting us.
I was expecting others. I am
Not us.
I'm not a soothsayer or fortune teller. I cannot tell who will arrive, but I knew that people
Understood.
would.
What is your name?
And
You seem finished strumming. Is it of grave concern to know?
Only curiosity and politeness.
or we could just call you liar. Your choice.
I've gone by a few. But if it will make conversation cordial, you may call me Orfeo. And I think around this time, we've been playing for a little over an hour? About an hour and 30?
Yeah.
I think around this time it'd be a good time just to call for a quick 10 minutes.
Coolio.
Get yourselves some drinks and refreshments. And we'll meet back here in about 10.
Perfect.
Hopefully, that encounter didn't scare away too many of you. So we're journeying through abandoned all hope. The party has just met with Orphe, a guide, perhaps? Let's kick back into it, shall we? As he leans back for a moment and does another strum on his lyre, you see him set it down onto the ground and lift an ever-burning torch. The light of it is very similar in a sense to Thaddeus's own, except this one is brilliantly bright and very warm. This soothing light. And for the first time since you've all arrived here, you feel this same warmth inside of yourselves. I needed to find those of you that still had something that was lacking where I was.
And when was that?
Hope. Something that is sorely missing in the land of the starless sky. Something that I am in need of.
Question. Does Land of the Starless Sky ring any bell?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
Make a, for those of you who want to, you can either make a religion or history check.
17 on religion.
I got a, hang on, I'm doing math. I got
14.
a 24 on history.
Woo!
Good at it.
I'm not even gonna try then. Damn, you got everything. Okay, it's fine.
For
Oh wait, I got a nat 20 plus 2.
okay. On
Nice.
religion or history.
Religion.
Okay. This is going to kind of coincide with everything. So, from the religious perspective, the land of the starless sky is a very, very, very old. Sorry, a very, very, very old term. It predates biblical conceptions of this, but it is the barrier place between what is Earth, the mortal plane, paradise, purgatory, and Inferno. It is what is believed to be the land of which the Garden of Eden is sealed. It is the closest gateway to these three places and to the garden. It is for all also thought processes not possible to escape it by yourself. It is an endless forest. This lake is but one of many. The only other pathways that exist are to the gateways themselves, of which 2 are permanently sealed to mortals, with the only one open, or being able to be opened, has been opened one other time. As far as to Eden itself, you have seen where that gate leads, and its permanent protectors reside there. You also know of another protector, though this one is able to travel to Inferno as he sees fit. A being known as the Champion of the False Gods. When he refers to this land of the starless sky, he's referring to this place, this almost interplanetary prison. You see him place the torch into the ground. It took me a bit to find this, but as long as I have it, then, with your hope, you should be able to accomplish something that only one other has been able to do. And I will be able to help you get out of here, if you help me.
What do you need?
What?
What I need is hard to explain. But I will tell you that it will require me to help you all leave as well. So I would rather keep what is my affairs to myself for now.
You want us to help you and you won't tell us what you need from us?
It would be...
What is it with riddles? Can no one speak plainly?
He smiles a little. From what you wear, you were a man of religious nature in your life, yes?
That sounds familiar.
They don't do well where we go.
Well, this will be fun then, won't it?
Perhaps. He stands and takes the torch with him. And you see, as he lifts it and lifts the lyre, he releases his hold on the torch, and it remains floating and seems to stay by his side.
You do have a nice torch, though. Much better than mine.
Its light is divine in nature. One of the few gifts that the one above us has granted to this place. Where we go, there will be none of this love of his. But as long as this is around, then, as before, death won't touch you forever. You'll return to it. Where its light shines, you will remain. As long as you still have hope. In DM's terms, as long as this flame is around, and you still have hope, you will not die permanently. You will reform where this flame is.
Respawn point. Got it.
And as he guides the light forward, you see a path that seemed enshrouded by darkness opens. Unlike the others, which were layered with these cobblestones, rock and tree, this is obsidian. You see burnt roots gather forward and blackened stone near the edge of it. Unfortunately, where we go will not be of much place of mirth. You do not need to join me, but you will find that leaving here will be difficult, if not impossible.
Once again, the only way forward is through something. And I can't look at the others, but I sort of like give a full face equivalent of a look.
Why should we trust you again?
It's not trust I am asking. What I seek is freedom. And that is what you all would want as well, I assume. At least the freedom to leave this place. So, trusting in the operation that what I want is, technically speaking, what you all want as well.
Do you remember where you came from? 'Cause that information right now is really foggy to me.
Yes.
Of where I came from.
He turns. It's because, by all accounts, what you are is not what I am. You are alive. Think of this place as a prison of your souls, less so than your bodies. But what your innermost souls are and what you are outside of it are very different. Your memories will return, maybe, depending upon what you find here. As for memories of what I have, they are fleeting, but I do remember them. I remember
Fascinating.
the ocean, apes, music. You see him strum almost haphazardly on the lyre for a moment. And I remember what I am looking for.
Which is?
Hope, I suppose.
Do you suppose or do you know?
He turns. Hard for me to say. It's been well over a century since I've tried this. The first time failed.
You say that we are useful to you because we all have hope.
Yes.
And just now you said you've been searching for hope.
Yes.
What is the power of hope in this place you propose we follow you to?
You are familiar with hell. Yes.
True.
Hell is a place where the light of the one above us does not shine at all. If there was ever a place in which hope does not reside, it is there. Which is why it is the most useful of all things.
So you have finally told us where we are going. Thank you.
Of course. I wouldn't lead you that far without at least letting you know our destination.
It took you this long to tell us.
It took you this long to ask directly.
Oh,
Gives
I
a
do
little-
not like you.
He gives a little half strum, just ding.
Never mind.
It would be a stretch. This would be a difficult role, but if anyone wants to make a history check on the name Orfeo, by all means you may.
Yes, I would love to. Ooh,
Come on,
16.
I got a 10. I'm a plus
16.
6 to history.
Hold on, there it is.
Do I have advantage on this? No.
Yeah. No.
Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna try.
I think Mercy's distracted because she's like patting herself down, looking for like parchment, a quill, like something to write these like little notes with, because it's all this is fascinating. She's like, yeah, it's just
Tabletop
Dang it.
Misfits, thank you for the raid.
None
Mercy's
of the
having a
implements.
great time.
she is.
So,
20. Somehow.
Ooh.
You.
Nice.
So the name Orfeo is very reminiscent of the name Orpheus, which, probably for you especially, you know of only in fleeting legend of a man who attempted to trick the gods into gaining his wife's freedom from the underworld, and failed. By all accounts, his description and how he speaks is very reminiscent. And there's something about the way that he moves and talks that makes you think it could possibly be some truth to the legend.
While he's like casually strumming on this lyre, I'm just eyeing it, and like my eye starts twitching.
Is there something wrong?
You won't be doing that the whole journey, will you?
No, this is just a precaution. I came through here. I'm not necessarily supposed to be here. But the things that hunt me don't like these sounds as much as you don't. When I return to the Inferno, they will stop chasing me. But I would rather not meet them here.
Best.
Can I kind of minor illusion and do like a little mimic to that sound? Just to like learn the tune?
You may absolutely do so. And as you mirror the sound, you see his face just brighten a little bit. I feel a little bad for Weylin, because now it's just stereo of this strumming.
I just do it just for a second, just to like memorize the sound, just in case. Yeah,
And
something for
speaking,
later.
and speaking of being hunted, I would like to depart soon, if you all would care to join me.
Yep.
I would.
Yeah. Safety in numbers, right?
Well, our
Last
last
time I was
encounter
split
went
apart.
so well.
You encountered at least two of the sacred beasts. He stops strumming and begins to walk down this path.
Is he?
Follow.
Okay.
Or feel.
Yes.
If you want us to help you, don't look back at us. You know what I mean.
He pauses in his steps. Takes a slight breath. My only path is forward now, regardless of anything else.
Good.
He continues to walk, though he's a bit more rigid.
What did you
Making
say
friends.
to offend him?
As he continues to move, the forest begins to clear further and further, until you begin to recognize these similar ruins to the temple that you saw before the Gate of Eden. But these ruins are not made of stone. These are calcified bone and obsidian. This blackened structure that seems to have been destroyed and repaired 1,000 times over. Parts of them are still cracked and chipped away, scattered along the ground. But the structure before you all, that towers the highest, is this massive gateway made of pitch. Its form and structure almost seems to defy what all of you view as reasonable construction. It towers too tall to be conceivable as an actual gateway, but yet it is too small to be anything but that. It seems thicker on the inside, but as you look to the other side, there is only a small thin line of it that exists. But notably, written in a script that all of you know you should not be able to read, yet can read perfectly, above this gateway. Justice incited my sublime creator, created me divine in omnipotence, the highest wisdom and the primal love. Before me there were no created things, only etern, and I eternal last. Abandon all hope, ye who enter in. In this massive towering structure, Orfeo stops and looks up. There has only been on occasion that I can recall twice when this gate has opened and others have left. The first was when Virgilio and Dante descended through this place. As far as my recollection, but there was a time before them. He reaches up and places his hand onto the gate, and you see the flames begin to burn and lick at his palm. It doesn't seem to harm him, but it does curl and cool around his skin.
Welcoming him?
As if it knows that he belongs here. When you enter into this place, there are things that I must instruct you on. Those that are here for a reason. It is not your job or duty to try to... What I do is to seek to break a certain rule of this place. But I know it has consequences. Do not add those consequences to your own.
You're speaking in half sentences again. It is not our job or our duty to do what?
There are those here that will ask for you to save them.
All are worthy of saving.
I find that there you will find people that you will disagree with that statement. And know full well that your hope, though it will be a source of comfort to some of the souls there, will be a reason for the denizens there to despise you. I am not Virgilo. I cannot protect you from them. So you must protect yourselves.
Who was the other group in the time before that passed through?
He gives a pause. He would have a different name, I think, to where you feel you are from. But as far as I will be able to say to you, he was clothed in more hope and light than could ever shine on this world. And he took from this place the firstborn of man, a great savior, and a powerful king.
Well, big footsteps to fill.
I doubt that we would ever be able to fill those footsteps.
Does anyone here understand what he is saying?
He continues to speak in riddles.
It's my way. I was a poet before this. And you see him start to push forward, and the gate begins to slowly push and creak open.
Yeah, before Poet can wax any more, I'm going to help him push the door open because I want to get this over with. Dude is getting on my nerves.
As you begin to push and creak this door open, it is Shadow that greets you. Once more, all of you bathed in darkness. And when light finally reaches you, you are unfortunately welcomed to your first glimpse of true hell. There are many things to describe this place. Many ways to preface this, but I will begin with this. If the prior place, this land without stars, was a silent, mirthless place, where you enter in this smoke and lava-filled antechamber of doleful wailing, it is almost missed of how silent the forest was. Where you all open your eyes, as if you have not even stepped through the gate, but have simply walked into the center, is this massive, outstretching cliffside. Before you, on the underside of this cliff, is this river of wailing bodies clawing at a shoreline. It is hot. Not humid. The heat is of flame itself that constantly licks at the skin. There is no sky to speak of, just a smoke-filled monstrosity of roiling thunderclouds. And the noise is that of beating wings and screams. Above you, besides these thunderclouds, you see what first could be mistaken as falling stars or meteors, but as they pass by you, you realize that they are bodies, screaming forms flamingly flung into this place. And it is here that you all have stepped forward. And as this eternal gate, you can hear it close, but cannot see it. The guide seems to lift off of the ground for a moment, as if he floats. And you realize that part of why he does not place his feet here, something that you all cannot avoid, is that the ground, though it seems to be stone at first, is slick and you sink into it. It is not stone, but caked in mud. As a myriad of pests begin to crawl and ride under you. This is where it all begins for people. I must tell you, to begin, that it will only get worse from here. I would like everyone here to make me a wisdom save.
I got a nat 1.
Don't forget, you can add 1d4 because the banner is now clean again. All of you.
Oh, awesome.
Alright. That'll be a 5 total then.
That is going to be 19.
21.
12.
17.
Specific thing. Yeah. For the this. Yeah, I'm trying to find that. There you are. Who had the 7? Roll me a D100.
Ooh.
He asks with a smile.
Let me know what you get.
Who's rolling?
Okay.
Sorry, who's rolling?
Who rolled the 7 for the wisdom save?
I got a 17.
Yeah, 17.
Oh.
So who got lower
It's
than
a
it?
1.
Oh, you got a 1.
I got a nat 1.
I
Oh.
was like,
So I was like, well, it's
Yeah.
not a 7.
Yeah, you're gonna roll me a D100.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I can do that.
That was my bad.
No, that's all me. Hang on. Comes in right here. I just can't see. That is going to be 60.
60?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Odds and evens. So, Okay. You see where I left off here. Where'd you go? You. So, this atmosphere around you, Mercy, is so cacophonous that you find your vision tunnels. You will technically suffer, in terms of rolls, from the blinded feature until your next short or long rest.
Ooh.
Hey, blind 5.
Fun.
As he continues to look upon this place, he turns and holds out the torch, and you see it glow with more light. Where we stand here in the Dolorous Kingdom is but the first of the circles of it. There are 9 in total, each of a more desperate and depraved sin than the last, each a worse punishment. Do not think of this kingdom as a true kingdom. There is but one ruler of hell, and she is not privy to many of its secrets. She keeps to her own devices in her own place. Where we must go is to the 9th circle.
Before I arrived here, I had a vision of a woman who seemed to be welcoming me. Pray tell, this ruler, can you describe her?
He is magnificent in certain senses, beautiful if in a depraved kind of way, a crown made of horns and thorns, all with a throne room bedecked in rubies. If you've seen a vision of her, then I have no consequence to me to tell you who she is, and just how dangerous it would be to have her welcome you anywhere. That is Eket, the queen of the single city of hell, Ite. The only one who remains on her throne, since deposing of her co-ruler, Pluto. Do not seek aid from her. Her kingdom is of flagellation and torture. So I would advise not to. I would advise against giving her grace much measure.
Like we should avoid most in this realm.
I would seek to not bring in the ire of any of the important figures here would be disastrous for you. Even with hope being able to return you, hope can be very easily lost here. And if hope is lost for any of you, you will find that your soul will remain here, in its place that it should be, in accordance to why you're here in the first place.
Can we be punished for something we have no memory of?
It is the memory of it does not matter to those who come here. Your sin is written upon your flesh. What you carry is what you are.
Hardly seems fair that I don't know what I did. Please, I interrupted you.
Oh, I was just gonna say, when he said it's written upon your flesh, Weylin, in all of his smarts, is going to start looking on his body to see what he might have done everywhere, and doesn't see any scars that are out of place. Or
Orfeo
anything.
gives a bit of a shrug. The firstborn children of Adam and Eve did not do much to earn the ire of the Lord other than exist, and yet they were condemned here all the same. A passage says that it is far easier for a rich man, for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than for the rich to enter into paradise. A rough translation. Hell is where most of us go. Nobody is pure. He turns and begins to walk. But my plan should allow for all of you to find paradise all the same as Dante did.
So you want us to go all the way down to the final level of hell in order to get to paradise?
It is where the gateway to it exists. The road to heaven is the road to hell is paved with good intentions. The road to heaven is paved through hell.
That sounds off.
is easier to
But-
say that. It is easier to say that than to explain that where the technical gateway lies would be where the last bit of hope could be found.
Could somebody maybe brighten the light? Can you bring that torch closer? I can't see anything at all right now.
He guides it a little bit closer to you. You can feel the warmth, and it's again very tunnel vision. You can see the pinprick of light, and you know that's where it is.
So technically, lay on hands can be used to cure conditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I use it to cure Mercy's blindness?
You could. Let me see. Is
Certainly try.
I know I can cure diseases.
Reading if you can. I don't see why not, since technically a long-term madness effect would work in the same way that a sickness works.
So that would be
A calm emotion spell can suppress the effects. A lesser restoration can rid a character of a short-term or long-term. It is technically speaking a disease.
all right. So I'm gonna go to Mercy, and basically, well, actually, how much can we tell that she's blind?
Mostly from her saying, but
Mhm.
her eyes look fine.
Gonna like gently place my hand on the eyes, and essentially nothing happens except that if it works, the sight comes back.
There is, as he places his hand, there's this moment where you can see, almost as if there's this light that's slowly peeling away the shadows, and you are once more returned to your sight. It's not a beautiful sight, as it's again hell, but
Yeah.
it is returned.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I
I don't know what happened there. I mean, I guess it's this place, right?
I'm sure worse will happen to all of us before this is over.
There is one more thing I would like to add to this. Part of why you are all here is an attempt by the divine will. All of you have done something to warrant your souls being here. You not remembering is part of this journey. And if you do not atone, this will be a temporary measure to save you. You will wind up back here. You will find a way to regain bits of the memories that you have lost, and hopefully this will allow you to atone, as it has for others. But we shall see.
This is a test.
We should not stay in one place too long.
This is a test?
In a sense.
Okay, I can do tests. I can do tests. I think Mercy's had like a mage hand up, and she's like trying to like swipe whatever's at her feet, so she can walk through it.
It does hit things around. You do knock over. It's because it terrifies me. As you hit, what you think is initially just like a couple bugs is just a one massive centipede. There's
So many legs. Ugh.
That's costing.
and
Just having to
just-
smash it.
you will continue to move, and he seems to be guiding you to a very specific pathway. A sound hits you that's not the wailing, it's a bell. For those of you that have lived near the sea, you recognize this sound. It's a shipman's bell. The continual ringing, the sound of an oar hitting the shoreline and the water. What rises before you as you crest over a hill is a almost ocean of this blackened water that at first you think is the waves kicking it around and moving it, until you realize that there are millions of bodies that are clawing and scratching at this singular large ship that rests on the shoreline. There is a figure that stands on the top of this ship. A giant of a man, towering over most of the other people here. Or around the size of a small bridge in his hand as he uses to bat and beat at some of the people that are arriving onto and trying to get onto his ship. You hear him yelling things, and again, you should recognize none of what he says, but all of these words are very clear. It's, "You shall wait your turn until it is time. Back away for now." And Orfeo raises his hand and stops you. That is where we need to be.
Who is that?
On the ship.
Unfortunately, yes. That is Carrot, the ferryman. He's a good fellow, if a bit terse, but he should help us.
How do
Hopefully we don't have to wait in line of millions.
How do we get on this ship? Is there a fee?
No fee we could pay. I'm afraid we might just have to ask. And he begins to walk and moves just past the line that is formed. You see some of the lost souls in this line look to him, but they seem to have nothing in their eyes to warrant speaking up. And as you look to them, you come to the realization that they all look the same. These formless things that seem to just vaguely look like people, but no personifications. They are shapes, voidless. Nothing more than souls. Unrecognizable. A giant wave washes over the damned, sweeping them away from the dismal shore, where they waited with the impatience of these miserable. Cannot, again, this gargantuan creature, bats away at those. His vessel is huge, it's colossal, but this doesn't even seem large enough to contain all those expected dead. There are bodies that are hanging off the sides of this ship to remain on. And it is not surprising to see some of the souls kick others off of the ship into the water, as the others are clawing at them to get onto the ship. Carrot himself raises his oar and bats at some that are trying to get on. And he turns his eyes over to Orfeo and to you all. And you see him raise the oar and slam it into the ground. For what business do you bring those of life here? Who are you?
Good boatman, we only seek passage.
Passage. You are not dead, nor are you of the deceased yet. You are trespassing here, and you seek passage.
Not trespassing, just merely passing through. We have our lovely guide here that has told us that this is the next step for us to continue our journey.
Your lovely guide. You see him lean down and looks to all of you, but specifically looks to Orfeo. You meddle in affairs you should not. Music man. What do you wish? They wish to seek passage. I am not ordered by you, and you are not Regina. You have no power here.
We are but requesting. We ask.
He
Will
seems
pay.
to-
I bring out my my satchel of, I don't know. I got 10 gold. I mean, like, I don't know how hell works, but sure.
He looks at the satchel. In life once, gold might have been worth something to me. But in this realm, gold will buy you nothing. Wealth means nothing here. The wealthiest of us wallow in mud and sorrow. The poorest are lucky to be here at all. Many are drowning in this very water for eternity. So what use would I have for gold? But it is a fair offer. So you do not have my ire yet. If you wish to cross, I would ask you to do something for me.
Name the Euroball.
He straightens. This line that has formed. It has formed because of a indolent messenger of the divine will that has lost his own guidance. He has spurned others to rise against the condemnation that he has earned. A rebel. A former angel of the divine will who has lost himself here, named Soriel. He seeks to cause rebellion here. I will not have that. Things have a process, and they must be made correct. Find Soriel and make him see how things work here in hell. Do that, and I will offer you passage across. Then the king can have his way.
Is there an instruction of how things are, of the process?
It's
We are new.
The process is simple. When the king himself declares that he requires more to be judged, he tells me to ferry them. Until that point, they are to remain here. Upon this, the antechamber of the anti-Inferno. What many places and you people would call limbo. Until they are ready to be judged by the king himself. Soriel seeks to defy that. Believes that his own self-importance as a former angel of the divine will means that he can somehow make it out of here and pass to his true judgment. He is bringing others, less wisdom-filled souls to his side. Something I cannot abide. But I cannot leave my post here to dismiss with justice. So, you, mortals, will do this for me.
Do you wish for us to maybe capture him and bring him to you directly?
He would serve
So
no
you can have your-
purpose. He would serve no purpose if he was gained here. No. Deal with him swiftly.
Okay. You can do that, right?
It is an order I am
As
familiar with.
Orfeo looks between. I don't doubt that you could. Angels are rare here, but not unheard of, and far less powerful without the guiding light of the divine will around them. However, and you see him move the torch over to Thaddaeus, it would not do well for me to be around them. Take that with you.
Is he giving the torch to Thaddaeus?
He's giving the torch to Thaddaeus. You may put into your inventory Torch of the
You get
Divine Will.
Nice.
No less.
It will allow you to essentially respawn as long as the torch is nearby.
He is never getting that
So
back.
Thaddeus dips and runs.
He's never getting that back.
He does ask the boatmaster, would it be sufficient to bring this fallen angel back into line?
The only way I can think to bring him in line is punishment. If you think talking to him will work, so be it. I have found speaking to these creatures to be dull and inefficient.
Well, it just, I find it intriguing because I do seem to recall that as no living person is without sin, priests with sin are able to give absolution. And so here we have a fallen angel
You see him
who seems to
straighten up.
reach for that spot. Yeah, this is an intriguing dilemma.
Imagine, if you will, if a mortal reaches for salvation. It is simple for a mortal to grab onto such. They are all born in sin. Salvation is there for them. An angel was created in purity. Soriel chose his lot when he sided with the betrayer. He now seeks to put an end to his hypocrisy of his faith by clinging on to a false hope that the divine will still cares for his being. He is a blunted tool, an instrument no longer necessary. His place is here.
I find it interesting.
If he does not end up a Malbranch, he will simply be another discontented, indifferent angel. It matters not to me what happens to him, as long as he stops his indolent preaching in this false church of his.
Yet false hope is still hope.
False hope does not bring them back. It only seeks to drive them further to despair. And there is enough despair here to go around.
We shall see.
Will you require us to bring some type of proof that we've accomplished this? To ensure passage?
I imagine that when this Soriel finds his way to the true path that is designed here, those that follow him will begin to join the line. At that point, I will know that you have succeeded. Till then, my fairy remains where it is.
Thank you.
Where might we
Thank
find
you.
him?
Soriel has created a place for himself here in Limbo. A false church he calls the... If you will understand this nonsense, the Church of the Divine Will. It is a place made of calcified stone and bone. But it is up there. And he lifts his oar and he points, and towards the opposite end of where you were walking, you see this cliffside, and it pushes up into what you see as a cavern. There, where the doleful light does not shine at all. He finds that if he seeks prayer and refuge in a place where even the divine will's light may never touch, that hopefully this false hope he forms will create a beacon. It won't. But it is annoying nonetheless.
Understood.
There is one other thing. And he leans against the oar. A noble spirit there. If you find one like Orfeo, who has a form and a thought process beyond that of their punishment, I wish to see them as well. They attempted to dissuade Soriel of his path and have not returned. I would see them be taken to their place of rest.
Does this spirit have a name?
He pauses for a moment in thought. The name of this being is Ipazia. She is a welcome bit of humility in this place. I would see to it that when she arrives at her chosen destination, that she is able to spend time with those that she should be willing to spend time with, not trapped in perpetual sermons by one who doesn't understand when he speaks. Any further questions?
Just one more question. Do you have any spare bits of parchment?
You see him look around, and he reaches into the ferry, and you see him pick up one of the lost souls. As he pulls up, you see the robe that they were wearing rips free. And he holds it out. Will this suffice?
Sure, yeah. I can make it work.
If there are no further questions, then go. It is difficult enough to keep these souls from trying to flood my ship.
Let's go then.
Yeah.
You see him turn and immediately swings the oar and bats at the water as it knocks over more of the souls that scatter around. Orfeo gives you just a little wave. And though this is a odd place to do so, I would like to say that because you have found your way to hell, this is where you are going to advance to level 2.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
A little bit more health for you guys.
Oh, no,
We'll see.
not like we're fighting an angel or anything.
A fallen angel. Oh boy.
Is that? I mean, we fought the guardians of the Gate of Eden. I mean, what's a fallen
is-
angel?
We died in that.
To add, he doesn't refer to them. I will
Details.
say, to add, he doesn't refer to them as a fallen angel. They are what's known as an indifferent angel, which, in a sense, you will find, and there'll be a bit of explanation. There is a difference. Above you, the wing beats that you can hear, you can see what is your first glimpse of demons. They are these strange, red-skinned creatures that seem less bat-like than you would anticipate. Their wings don't seem to be made of these leather bat-like qualities, but flowing ink and paint that seem to reflect different depictions of themselves as they fly. They speak in gibbering tones. You see them reach out and snatch some of the people in the water and pull them up and drop them back in. One lands very close to you. And as it lands, you see grasped in his right hand a massive stone blade. Not sharp, but thick. Enough to break bones, not slice through. As he lands, you see him slide to a halt. And he stops. That's it. I know that smell well. Dragon's blood is interesting. I haven't smelled that scent in quite some time. It is old, though. Faded. He lifts himself and slams the blade into the ground. And he turns to face the group. Which one of you? You realize he is blind. His eyes having been scarred through, a pentagram formed on his face from the scarring. Which one of you is it? Oh. Yes. Part from me, except for that one. And he raises a clawed finger and he points towards Mercy. I wish to recognize it more. Head crooks a bit. Almost like a crow that sees something it likes, something shiny.
How far is it?
It's
Is it pretty far?
about 10 feet away. It can't see you, but it can smell you.
I'm gonna start backing up.
Plants the blade down. I know that scent. Drags his claws against the sword. As he does, you see that the stone begins to chip away. And you see this almost brilliant glass-like quality underneath it. And you see what seems to be a small face shift under the glass. Then a second, and a third. As the claws continue to go down until you see that this sword in in this stone is a glass container. You see these writhing souls circling around it. You can't hear what they say, but they are calling out for something. What's wrong? Don't recognize me here. I was something else when you all brought me out. Not this. But I know you well. Do you know what the mortal realm feels like to us? But you're here now. I can add to my collection.
Do I remember?
A slight memory crosses your mind. Not enough, but you get this image of you much younger and students forming something. A summoning circle, maybe? A bloodied pool and a hand reaching out of it. But the memory fades from there. You see the creature shift upwards. It doesn't matter. You will recognize my name from here. Know this much. I am Demayas. I am the collector. And I wish to add to my collection from here. Not now. You're not quite ready. But soon. He lifts off the ground, his wings spreading out. And as you see them spread, you see traces of gold dust fall to the ground. As he flaps once, he soars backwards and away. And it is here that I think we're actually going to call it for the evening. Cannot thank you all enough for this first episode. I was super freaking nervous before we did this, and now I'm really excited to do the next one. This has been a great birthday game, so I'm really excited. Before we end, let's just give a shout out to yourselves. Say who you are, who you played, where we can find you, things that you're doing. We're gonna start with Alma.
Hi everyone, I'm Nox, or I played Alma today. You can find me on all social medias as @Noxternal_7, and if you want to check out some other games I'm doing, I'm mostly on a channel called Girls Run These Worlds, where I'm there on Tuesdays playing Inspirals, which is a Magic game. I'm there Friday playing a Troika version / Guardians of the End game for my friend Arnica's birthday. And on Saturdays, I DM a game called School of the Stars, which is a Kids on Brooms game with, right now everyone's trying to find out what's going on. We found out one of our characters has actually been dead the whole time, and they have only until finals day of their first semester to save some lost loved ones they don't even remember before they get harvested for all their magic and die. So I have a lot more coming up next week, but yeah.
Gabby.
Yeah, hi. I'm Gabby. I played our little glass cannon of a wizard, Mercy. And you can find me at Critical Nix. That has 2 X's in it. And I'm on socials everywhere. And this is my first stream, so it was really fun. I'd love to hop in and play some more. Or even DM one, maybe.
Ooh.
Let's go with Thaddaeus.
I'm Alan Grieve. I, for now anyway, have a Twitter account, Showroth42. Been following the TTRPG scene, but this is my first real stream, and having a blast. Looking forward to it.
Isengrim.
My name is Alex Gagny-Blouin. I'm on Twitter at Foxes with Axes. And if you want to hire a writer, let me know.
Casper.
Yeah, not me updating my script as I was doing this. Osio, I am Casper the NB Ghost. I am a black Cherokee Sapphic writer of sci-fi, fantasy, horror that loves to play tabletop RPGs, but mostly ones with werewolves. I created a lesbian werewolf scripted podcast called Howl. You can find it anywhere. On alternating Mondays, I am on Tabletop Titties, doing Vampire the Masquerade. Alternating Wednesdays, I am on Stardust Ghosts on Neon Light Roleplay. On alternating Fridays, I am back on Tabletop Titties doing their D&D campaign. On Sundays, I am on Pluto Cleric's channel playing Weird Frontier, which is a Starfinder campaign. And once a month, I am also on Cybernation Uncensored doing being the keeper of a Monster of the Week campaign that is basically like the prequel of 13 Ghosts, and on every major moon thing, I'm on my own channel doing something stupid. Yeah, that should be it.
I guess it's just me left. I'm Jhevaunte. You can find me on Twitter at Jhevaunte. You can also find me here on the Initiative Order on alternating Mondays, where I play Dior, the Black Arcanite Ranger, in our Power Rangers game. Before you all go, also let you guys know that we have some absolutely incredible people that do incredible things with us. I'd like to give them a great shout out. Our sponsors of the channel, Session Zero Clothing, creators of awesome TTRPG inspired streetwear. Use code ORDER at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Another fantastic clothing designer that helps us help you, that's Arclight Court. Use code TIO15 at checkout, 15% off your purchase. They're awesome. I love their stuff. Norse Foundry, creative artisan stone and metal dice. Use code TIO15, 15% off your purchase there as well. And another amazing dice crafting group, our friends at Mithril Armory. Use code INITIATIVE, you can get 10% off your purchase. And finally, Umbral Oculus Dice. Use code INITIATIVE, again, to get 10% off a full set of dice. This is super awesome stuff. I absolutely love being a part of the Initiative Order. We love having people come in and do some great things. You wanted to say?
Yeah, I just want to say that I forgot. You can follow me on Twitter at Casper the NB Wolf and everywhere else as Casper the NB Ghost. Because
yeah, that's where all the stuff is.
Yeah.
No, please be sure to follow all these great people. I've absolutely had a blast interacting with them. I can't wait to do more of this. You can find this again in 2 weeks. Same hell time, same hell place, same hell channel. I cannot wait to continue more of this. Stay with us, we're going to go and raid somebody. I think just Dorky Teacher is still on.
Wicked.
So if they're still on, we're going to raid them. But, as always, stay beautiful, stay lovely, we love you guys, and remember, same hell place.
And happy birthday!
Oh yeah, happy birthday. And I forgot I was
Yes.
running
Happy birthday.